You told me off once. Do you remember?
I
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan Roberts, and this is Real Talk. Today, we've got a very special guest. Her name is Jenny Conroy. She's here today with us. Hey, Jenny. Say hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
So, just for everyone that doesn't know, could you explain your role, your position, what it is you do for under the Real umbrella?
Yeah, so I'm Jenny. I am the head of client services. I was appointed head of client services about 8 or 9 months ago now, and I've been with Real for 5.5 years, starting off as an account manager. So basically that just means I look after all of our lovely charity clients, make sure that they're all happy. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And what did you do before you even got into the fundraising thing? And how did it happen that you ended up getting into this?
Yeah, so I guess if we were looking back, I probably have to go back quite a bit. I might be giving away my age here. But when I finished university, I went and did a year's traveling and I wanted to live in Vancouver.
Okay.
And initially worked in a clothes shop, hated it, saw an ad for charity fundraiser. You know, it's like, do you like people? Do you care about the world? I was like, tick, tick.
Yeah.
So didn't really know what that would entail, I guess, and didn't know if I would be any good at it, but gave it a good shot. And not to toot my own horn, but yeah, it was pretty good.
Was it?
It was a good fundraiser, yeah.
What was your PB in a day? Do you remember?
So like, I was thinking about this on the way in, but we, in Canada at the time, it was very much like, rather than, I got one sign up, it was like we used to do quite big amounts, donation amounts. So it was like $50 a month, $60 a month.
The most.
So my PB was like $150 in a day.
Okay.
So we used to call it Batmaning if you got over $100 a day.
Batmaning.
I don't know.
Okay.
Canadians. But so that was kind of my starting point, I guess. And I really loved it. I guess if I think back to that time, I loved like talking with people every day, but also like coming home and being like, I inspired someone. You know, you don't wake up and think, I'm going to talk to a fundraiser today and I'm going to sign up to a charity that I'd never really heard of before.
Yeah.
And so to kind of get that feeling was really great. A lot of international charities, Plan International, Medicine Sans Frontières, UNICEF would be kind of the ones that we used to work on.
Okay.
But yeah, that was kind of the start of my fundraising career, 2012.
So you started in 2012 then?
Yeah. But then I kind of left that there. When I left Canada, I didn't really continue being a fundraiser, but I guess kind of always stayed with me that I really loved that part of my life. So after that, I always just wanted to travel. So I kind of lived in China, lived in New Zealand after that.
I've lived in New Zealand.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, where?
I lived in, what's it called now? Auckland. And I lived in Queen Street, the main street at first.
Yeah.
And then I moved to a place called Mangali. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough area, but I wanted to go rural and experience New Zealand, like how New Zealand is. But I had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I was in Wellington.
What
year were you there?
Oh, I'd have been in there 2011, 2012.
Oh, okay. I was like 2017.
Yeah. It was great. I just decided I wanted to.
Oh no, 2014. Oh my God, where am I?
I just decided I wanted to do some traveling, and I went there. I had a fantastic time. It was the first few months, and my brother was there, and he wasn't really keen for the old like rough living kind of thing. So we lived in the city for that, and then when he left, I went and moved into like a caravan, like in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of Samoans. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. So now that you're with Real, your position is basically speaking with the charities, making sure that they're okay and everything.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it still?
I absolutely love it. I feel like when I kind of came back from my traveling, I went and did a master's in international human rights law in Galway. So that would have been 2016 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And, my aim very naively was like, I want to work in the UN. That didn't quite happen. But I did that's kind of taking from my fundraising so many years prior. Even though I didn't continue fundraising, I really loved it. And I loved that feeling of like working in the charity sector and, helping. So when I saw the role for Real, I was like, that's it. I was job hunting for a while. I'd moved to London, working in recruitment for about 2 years. And when I saw the role in 2019, it would have been, I think I called my dad and I was like, I found the role. I found this was made for me.
Yeah.
And I do actually still feel that way. I feel like I can't really imagine myself doing anything else.
I'm the same.
I absolutely adore it. And even though my role has changed in my time at Real, I still, I'm technically not supposed to be like super hands-on with the clients anymore. I'm kind of taking a step back, prospective clients, contracts, all of that. But I still just kind of like, hi, I'm here, dipping in. I love kind of the weekly calls with them and making sure everything's running smoothly. And yeah, managing the team, the department, and yeah, just I guess having that oversight of everything that is Real, not just the clients, but the partners. Is everyone doing what they're supposed to be doing? And having that intel when you have the meetings with the clients, where you're just like, I know everything. I know the company inside and out. But yeah,
you told me off once. Do you remember?
I've told a lot of people off.
Yeah. It was a while ago. And
I'm not scary.
No. I don't say you are. No, what it was about.
I probably am a little bit.
It was a while ago.
Training.
Basically, what it was, I was on training.
Was I quite new? I'd say.
I had a knock on my door.
Yeah.
And it was my materials, and I went to go and answer the door. And I left my laptop, and I could hear you like from the laptop go, "Where are you gone?" Like that. And I was like, "Oh, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just grabbing my materials."
Yeah.
But I think that was around about lockdown time, maybe a little bit later.
So I started in 2020.
Yeah,
so I would have been fairly new. Just getting a light telling off. It's the Irish way.
We need it though
deserved
sometimes.
it.
No, I do deserve it sometimes. So with your work life, I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. How do you balance well with your work life and your personal life? In your home life?
That comes in peaks and troughs, I would say.
Okay.
Because I am like, when you like love your job so much, it is sometimes hard to kind of put it to bed in a way. Especially with like family life. I've got a little boy at home, he's 3. And he's like running around the house, and, you kind of want to give him his attention while also, being dedicated to work. So that can be tricky. But I feel like, generally I'm quite good at it. And Real's very good at kind of adapting with their staff and their needs.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I've kind of said like, I'm actually struggling a little bit with work-life balance, I've always had that, okay, let's have a conversation and kind of figure out what we can do to adapt that. So yeah, I would say it's
okay.
50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe you're getting married soon. Yeah? You excited?
It's like, yes.
You've got so much on between work and having a 3-year-old and getting married.
Yeah.
That must be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's next week.
Oh, God, right. Where
Ireland in Galway,
okay.
where I'm from.
Nice.
So not the actual town where I'm from, but like the city.
Yeah.
If you can call it a city.
You still got a family back there, so it's better for the family to come over, isn't it?
Yeah, all my relatives won't have to travel far. And, gives all the friends and everything an excuse to have a holiday.
Yeah.
But yeah, very excited. It's next week, next Saturday. So yeah, it's like 2 years of planning is kind of finally, okay, just gonna get it.
So how do you manage the stress through all that lot? Because that's a lot on your plate, to be fair.
I don't know. Like, I feel like people that know me are like, I can be quite like high energy and a little bit wired, but generally I'm just like, it'll be grand. Like, when like people are like stressing about like, I don't know, napkins or something. I'm like, I don't care.
Fair.
Like no one's really gonna judge you about like the nitty gritty. So I try not to get in my head about it. And I've like even just let other people make the decision. Like my florist, I was like, what do you think? And she was like, I was like, go for it.
Delegating. Yeah. Fair play to you.
Yeah. So I try not to let things stress me out.
So whereabouts are you living now then?
We did always live in London. So we moved to London from Ireland in 2017.
Okay.
And we've always we lived in like central London, and we kept going further south. So like Catford, Crystal Palace, always kind of a South London girl. And then when we had Rory, we just wanted to like get a bigger place, more space for him. So we moved now to Rochester in Kent because my cousin lives there. And she's got little kids as well. So it's quite nice. We've got that connection.
Was it your first visit to London in 2017?
No.
You've been before?
Yeah, I'd been before. I'd had like friends that I met in China that lived in London. So, and even still, like they're good friends of mine, one of my bridesmaids. So yeah, we've always had like a connection in London, I guess.
My first time in London is when I came to work for Real in 2017, I think it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd never been before. I'm not a city guy.
Blackpool?
No, I'm a Yorkshireman. Like a lot of people think that because everyone knows
You're
I live
based in Blackpool now?
I live in Blackpool now, yeah. That's a weird story how I ended there. But like, basically, like I was 15, I lied about my age, got a job behind the bar in a hotel and loved it and I had a great time there. And then I came back home and I taught my mum and dad into going to buy in a hotel in Blackpool.
In Blackpool?
Yeah, I'm very good at I'm very persuasive when I want to be. And yeah, they bought a hotel there and that's how I moved the whole lot over. Because like, I like being near the coast and I can't afford to live in Brighton. So it's Blackpool, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely love the sea. I miss the sea so much.
It gets in your blood, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like...
I'm from the coast as well, like west coast of Ireland, yeah.
It does, it gets in your blood. It's like, I still now, even though I've been there for, I've been there for over 20 years now in Blackpool.
Yeah.
I still, on the night, go down, sit at the beach, like watch the sea, like night air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We live like quite near Whitstable, would be probably our nearest beach, like 30-minute drive. I was there over the weekend.
One thing I did want to say is that I was trying to prepare, which I don't normally do, and I checked on your LinkedIn.
Oh, right.
And were you a teacher at one point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you teaching?
So I guess that's when I look back at my career, it's a little bit chop and changing, like I was mentioning, like fundraising when I was in Canada. But then I did just want to continue traveling and kind of parked my fundraising career in a way. So I went and did an English as a foreign language course, TEFL course. Lived in Nanjing, China for a year and a half. Absolutely adored it. I had the best time. And my Mandarin is so-so. I've forgotten a lot of it now, but that would have been like, 2014. So yeah, like 11 years ago now.
I've always wanted to go there.
So cool. And I feel like it's one of these places that it's hard to just go on like I'm just going to visit China for 2 weeks because obviously it's
so far.
Huge.
Yeah, and it's big,
and there's still so many places I didn't get to see. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And it's not what people imagine really either. You know, you kind of think of the big cities, but there's so many beautiful little quiet spots that are just gorgeous.
That's what I always imagine when I think of it, because I've seen like YouTube videos on people going and staying in obscure hotels and stuff like that. What's the food like though?
I love the food. Oh my God. It's probably my favorite cuisine still, Chinese. Yeah, there's this restaurant in Camberwell, Silk Road, that does like proper authentic Chinese. It's my favorite restaurant of all time and everything's like 50p. It's super cheap. So I would recommend Silk Road.
Yes, kill that one there.
Just a little plug.
Yeah. So I was, when I was in, the best restaurant I've ever been to in my life was when I was in New Zealand. I went to this place called Wildfire. And it's basically one of these places, like it's barbecue food, but it's unlimited food. So you just sit there with like a little green thing, green on the top, and and like it was first time ever I tried chicken hearts. It was different. I'd never had anything like that before, but I'd definitely have it again.
I think that possibly the worst thing I've ever eaten there was the 1,000-year-old egg.
Oh, what? Well, really?
And like I don't even like hard-boiled eggs generally.
So why did you eat it?
I don't know, because I was dared and I was like, all right. But then I lived in New Zealand. Like I said, I was teaching English as a second language in New Zealand. So teaching like adults in Wellington. But I was supposed to be a year in New Zealand and it was just very expensive. I should have done the caravanning that you did because
I mean,
was just like, I can't afford it. I had to go home.
When I went there, it was I was a forklift driver. That's all I did. And I lived with a whole new family because my brother was leaving and I needed somewhere to stay. And I worked in and I asked this guy called, I can't remember his name now. We called him Andrew, but that's just, they give themselves English names because it's hard to pronounce theirs. He's Samoan. And I says, I'm looking for someone because you can stay at mine. So I just moved in with this Samoan family. And it was like a big, massive hut, if that makes sense. It was crazy. It's like, I love taking in the culture. I learning different things. Yeah. And they were blown away when I cooked them a proper English roast dinner. And they were like, what is this? And I made them like toad in the hole and everything. It was a fantastic time. Yeah. Have you visited anywhere else?
I mean, yeah, I lived in Spain as well, but that's going back even before Vancouver. I lived outside of Barcelona, on the Costa Brava, teaching English as well, kind of as a college placement. I didn't have like an English degree. It was just like a camp where we were like teaching English, and we were all in university, just like 30 Irish people all living together. It was a bit intense, but a good time. And Leeds.
Leeds.
I lived in Leeds.
Okay.
Yeah. So in university, we had this like, Erasmus.
Okay.
So I could have gone anywhere. And I chose Leeds. And I had friends who went to like Croatia. And I was thinking, I'm going to Spain for my work abroad. I want to be closer to home for my thing. By the time I went to Spain, I was like,
So you've listed all these really nice places you've gone and Leeds.
But
Not that there's anything wrong with Leeds, but like
it was nice. Yeah.
I'm from Doncaster originally.
Don't go to
Doncaster. No. I don't normally admit that, but yeah. I'll tell you what, Jen, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, lovely to be on. And congratulations on the show. I absolutely love it every week.
Dear,
with my cup of coffee. Yeah.
No, I'm trying my best. I think we've got Chico coming on soon. The guy that was an X Factor.
The gala. Yeah. I love a bit of Chico time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually going into Manchester in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going to get hoodies with QR codes. I'm taking my whole family with me, and we're just going to go around and get people to scan the QR codes, go to the website, like, follow, subscribe, all that other stuff. Yeah. I'm trying my best, really dabble something different.
Yeah, I love it.
But thank you very much for coming, and please come on again in the future at some point. You can have one of these if you want.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well
Take care. No worries. So thank you for watching, everybody. My name is Dan Roberts. This has been Real Talk. So with respect to ethics, activism and love, I'll catch you on the next one.
Real Talk.